Hello, I'm Helen, a home economist, and I'm delighted to be here at First Interiors Paynton to show you the beautiful IQ700 Studio line range of ovens and some of their uses. I'm going to make a rhubarb brioche now using this single oven, which is the HN878G4B6B, and I'm going to be using the microwave and the Vario speed function. So for this I have got some rhubarb which I've just washed, dried, and I've just cut into small sections, and I'm just going to sprinkle this with some caster sugar just to sweeten it up a little bit. Rhubarb is quite plentiful at the moment. I know I've got a lovely large bunch of rhubarb in my garden as well, but this recipe can be easily adapted again, so you could use plums instead. Just the plums would perhaps take a little less time to cook, and I have in the summer made this recipe using fresh apricots. So we're just going to cover this with some cling film, and then what you want to do is just lift that corner just to allow the steam to go out. Just to allow the steam to go out. So we want to cook this on the microwave at 600 watts. So I'm going to just turn the oven on and change the menu, and I want it on to pure microwave. So the microwave there is automatically set through to 600. It's very easy to change. Max would be pressing onto the max and then the time, or if you're wanting the 360, and we could just change the wattage to suit what we need. So I actually need 600. I just need to put the shelf a little bit lower, but it does highlight what we need to show with these shelves. They're slightly different from the oven shelves, and they are embossed with the microwavable sign on them, so only use these in the microwave mode. So I'm just going to pop those onto the runner there and place the rhubarb into the oven. And I just want to cook this now at 600, and I'm just going to cook that for about 4 minutes. If it needs a bit longer, we can just add an extra timing to it. So that's just going to be cooking through. Now a lot of people wonder what we're doing with all the other wattages. The max is purely for liquids, so your hot water and milk or anything liquid is on maximum. The 600 is the one you use mainly for cooking, and really microwaves have progressed so much since they first were introduced, where everything was done, let's do everything quickly now, and so you'll get far better results cooking on 600 watt for a little bit longer. You have to stir less, so you'll get a much better result from cooking at the 600. 360 is again one we use for combination mode, as with the 180s, and then the 90 can be with your defrosting, but I like the 90 watt because it's the one that pulsates the food. So if you perhaps made a sauce and you wanted to clear everything away, say for example you're eating dinner, you want to keep the custard warm, you can pop it into a jug, as long as it's a microwavable jug, keep it on the 90 watt, and it just keeps it ticking over warm, pulsating it without actually cooking it any further. So another question we get asked, well, with the maximum, what is it? What do I do when we have ready meals? Because quite often they have different high wattages. So what we say is, with ready meals, if it's a chilled ready meal, you do 1 minute on max, and then you do the timing of the state on the packaging for 600. And if it's a frozen ready meal, you do 3 minutes on max, and then the time as in the wattage that they suggest on the packaging. So it is a very good time-saving program in the microwave, and it's lovely that it's part of your main oven as well. Right, we can hear that the microwave now has finished, so we're going to open the door there and just remove the rhubarb. These telescopic rails are perfect for easy access into the oven. Just put that back out of the way there. Just be careful when you just release the cling film off, because obviously the steam collects into that, and we're just going to give that a stir, and this is ready then just to be able to, when we want to assemble the brioche. So I've just got the loaf here, and I've just sliced the loaf, and I'm just going to layer some of the brioche, and I like to just add a little bit of the rhubarb, another couple of layers of brioche, just adding a little bit of layer, and of course there's no need with this because we've got a beautiful buttery brioche there. And this particular container doesn't quite use all of this brioche loaf up, so what my husband likes is what I do is just to put that in a little bit of an egg and milk mix, and then I just pop it on the griddle and just have it as it's a treat for him for breakfast with some apricot jam. So there's no need to waste any of the brioche. There we go. Last little bit there. And we can just add the remainder of the rhubarb over the top and around the sides of this dessert. It's one of these that will impress your friends, but it's so simple and easy to make. And then what I'm going to do is just use that juice from the rhubarb. We don't want to waste any of this, and just pour that over and add it to that brioche. I'm then going to use some luxury custard. So I'm going to just give it a stir first. Mix it all together, and all we need to do is pour this over the top of the brioche. This way it makes it quick and simple. It's a lovely, using the microwave functions is such a quick and easy and time-saving method of cooking, which is why it's so handy to have a carton of the ready custard, beautiful custard already made. But obviously if you wanted to, you could make your own fresh custard. So make sure all the is it coated, and then I'm just going to sprinkle some Demerara sugar over the top to give it this lovely crispy topping to this. Now this is going back into the oven, but I'm going into the combination mode, the Vario speed mode, and combining microwave with hot air grilling. So we're going to open the door, pop this in, so we can change the menu now to the microwave combination. So I can tap this and I can just put this onto hot air grilling. We want it on 180, but I just want it on 180 wattage. Just going through there for about 15 minutes. It's 15:30. And all I need to do is start. So we've got circulated air grilling, 180C, 180 watt, and through on there. This recipe will be on the First Interiors website, so if you'd like to try this on home, you can just go onto the website and download it. One other feature I want to add with microwave and with cooking, quite often microwave can create moisture, particularly if you're microwaving vegetables. There is at the end of the, when I went to the menu, a drying mode for your oven once you finish the cooking, which is a very useful one to have. So wait for this to cook, and then the proof of the pudding will be in the eating in a moment. So we're just going to open the upper door, and there we have this beautiful brioche cooked. Again, remember the telescopic rail to assist you going into the pan there, and look at that, absolutely gorgeous. And just so we can just see what it's like inside, ideally we ought to let this stand just for a little bit, but when it comes to food we're always impatient, aren't we? So we can just serve up this beautiful rhubarb brioche. And I said we are in Devon, so when in Devon, what do we have to have? We have to have some clotted cream. So we're going to have a good dollop of clotted cream there on the side. So a beautiful, quick and easy rhubarb brioche cooked with microwave and the Vario speed combination of circulated air grilling and microwave.